Thank you. This is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Friendswood Downtown Economic Development Corporation. It is Tuesday, February the 10th at 4 o'clock, and this meeting is called to order. On the dais, we have all of our members here. We're very glad everybody could make it today. And it is now time for public comments. Number 2 on our agenda. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Councilperson Branson.
Well, I'm Sally Branson, resident of Friendswood. But I really, first of all, wanted to say, I love the wayfaring signs. I realize that they're orange, and Bub, I appreciate your comments about the Gigamaggies. I did that.
Yeah, it was rough, but.
But I wanted to say thanks. I also wanted to backtrack just a little bit. We had a Bringing Back Main Street meeting in Richmond on January the 23rd, and our very own Stephen Ray did a presentation on the sidewalk project. It took us from the beginning until where we are today, and I just want to say he did a fantastic job. Rebecca and I were able to see him and hear the presentation, and it was a marvelous job. And while we're on that, Stephen did such a good job. They've asked us to host Bringing Back Main Street here in Friendswood on April the 29th. And several of you are going to be asked to say a few words, but I just want to let y'all know we are going to be doing that. It's on a Wednesday, so I've actually asked Rotary to reschedule if they possibly would, so they can come to the Bringing Back Main Street, and also because Small Business Week is going to be on April the 27th. You'll have to write all these dates down. I'm sure you have somebody keeping your calendars for you, right? I wanted to let you know about that and invite you to all come to that. And then one thing that's coming up next Friday, and I think Aubrey sent you this, it's downtown, Texas Downtowns, and we are a member, we, the city of Friendswood. You all can go for as little as $50 each, and this is in LaPorte, so it's not very far to go. And if you can't make this one, these come up periodically, and Aubrey could send you the notices, but I just wanted to highlight that to you. There's so much good information out there and available in our region. I just wanted to highlight those 2 things, but most important, I just want to say thank you. It's really looking good. It's exciting what all's happening in downtown, so thank y'all for your efforts. I know this has been a long road, and we're seeing some product for all this upfront effort that y'all put in, so thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate those kind words and want to emphasize that Stephen did a beautiful job at the HGAC event. And Sally is our representative to HGAC, and that's part of why she keeps us so active in it, and she has committed many a day and many an hour to going downtown to the HGAC meetings, and we thank you for that because it's done a lot for downtown and for the city of Friendswood. Thank you. Any other persons that would like to address the...
May I just ask a question to reiterate the dates that Sally mentioned? I didn't get those.
So the Bringing Back, thank you, Ron. The Bringing Back Main Street will be Wednesday, April the 29th.
Okay.
And then we'll be hosting Small Business Week again this year, and instead of being an entire week, it's just going to be one day, April the 27th. And I'll just go ahead and do a little teaser here. If y'all know who Brian Friedman is, Bayhap, he is going to be our speaker to kick things off. And at the end of the day, we're going to have Ryan Walsh, who is with Houston Sports Authority, FIFA fame, and they're going to be closing it off. So that's a half day. Each one's only a half day. So April the 29th is like from noon, 9:30 to noon, and then April the 27th is roughly from 11 until about happy hour following. So I think both of those things will really be great for y'all to participate in, and might learn a few things about Friendswood you didn't already know.
Thank you. Thank you for giving those specifics to us very much. Thank you for asking Ron to make sure we had those dates down. And I know Stephen will keep us current on what is happening. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the board? Hearing none, public communication is closed, and let's now go to item 3, which is to consider the approval of the minutes of the Friendswood Downtown Economic Development Corporation meeting, which we held on January 13th of 2026.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes as presented. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. No one is opposed. The vote is 7-0. We're now going to our work session topic, which is to discuss possible additions to the downtown branding, holiday decorations, and lighting displays, and to reiterate what Councilperson Branson said, the signage downtown looks really good. It shows up very well. Well done.
Thank you.
Stephen, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Sure, just briefly, and we will have a report on the signage here later on in the meeting. For the work session topic, there was some conversations that were had at the board level about what potentially could be either added or what other items could be used for downtown for celebrations, whether it be Christmas, whether it be 4th of July, or other events. So I have some pretty hefty information on these three that I wanted to share to make the board aware. None of these are being voted on today. There are some dollar figures that'll be shown that are fairly accurate. We're never going to know until we actually we bid it or we go out on buy board specifically for these items, what it's going to be, but we're pretty confident in these in the numbers. So we do have some permanent lighting, 4th of July decorations, and some additional Christmas decorations that I'm going to touch on here. So for the first work session item is the permanent lighting. This was in response to some of the additional lights that were purchased or that were put on the library last Christmas. One of the companies that did our lighting let us know that they do have an option for permanent lighting. And so it's a almost invisible in the daytime rail that would go along the top of the buildings. It is a permanent fixture that you can then control from anything from a computer to a laptop to your phone, if James Tony would have his way. This can be used as a one-time cost for Christmas lights, and then can be utilized much like the lights that we have here at City Hall now in the event of, and then you can kind of name it breast cancer awareness, if one of the high schools is going, or one of the schools is going to state potentially, any other awareness, Christmas, 4th of July, red, white, and blue. It can be used at any one of the city facilities in downtown if chosen. So the three facilities we do have, City Hall, the library, and the activity building. Some of the numbers that were looked at with the installation, one, it is a one-time cost and it is permanent. So the city would own that piece of infrastructure. But even at burning 12 hours a day for 22 years, that's 100,000 hours that these things are slated for. And they do have a 7-year warranty. The two buildings that we did look at and asked for cost, one was City Hall and then one was the library. So last year, just for example, the Christmas installations were a little under $7,000 for City Hall and $7,700 for the library. The permanent cost for the new fixtures would be $29,792 for City Hall and then $26,208 for the library, approximately. And these are basically a 4-year cost comparison. So they would pay off at the current rate in 4 years. And that is assuming that the installation cost for, if they continue the same way that is currently happening, remains the same cost. The total cost for these two buildings would be $56,000. The activity building was not a part of this. And this is more, this is not a staff request. This is just something that, as we were looking through projects of what potentially could either offset future price increases as the installations for lights and the labor specifically increase, that this would be a permanent fixture on the buildings. Any questions on the permanent lighting?
I have one in regards to, I know there is lighting right now on both those buildings.
Yes, ma'am.
What account or fund does that come out of?
The city pays for that.
Okay.
So the lights that are currently, let me back up. Are we talking about the Christmas lights, or are we talking about the spotlights that are on City Hall?
The spotlights and the Christmas lights.
So
Budget.
the energy portion of that is paid for by the city. The lights and everything were paid for by the city outside of the donation that was provided by the Friends of the Library for, I believe, $7,000 for the library installation there.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure, I may be really slow. You've got a yearly installation cost and then a proposed permanent cost.
No, sir, I apologize, I should have been more clear there. So the yearly installation cost is what has been paid previously, so that's Christmas of last year's cost.
Okay.
So I apologize, no.
You can fix it in perpetuity with a lower number.
Yes, sir.
And they'll
So,
run, are you saying they're gonna run 24 hours a day?
so the,
Average.
Okay, so
one of the vendors, basically, 100,000 hours of lifespan, and that's burning 12 hours a day for 22 years, is the way their math works out.
warranty them for 7 years?
Yes, sir.
It's like track lighting and low voltage.
Yes, sir.
So why did you not include the activities building?
At the time when these were looked at, that building just was not in play. When we looked at it, we had the cost that we knew of for both City Hall and the library. It is a fairly fixed cost because it is just basically a fixed rail lighting. So it's fairly easy to back into that number. We can get that number.
I'm not sure, Ron, that the activity building would be a value added as far as where it is and how the physical building is displayed in its age. And, I mean, driving down Friendswood Drive, absolutely, but a couple blocks off in a building that isn't very attractive to begin with, I'm not sure that's a good investment anyway. But, I mean, we can have that discussion in the future, but I wouldn't vote to spend money on the activity building, personally.
Stephen, what is the timeline? In other words, how far, to work backwards, if we wanted these running for Christmas this coming year, when would we need to take action on this?
We would have to take action here pretty soon, in the next couple of months, couple of meetings. Again, this is more for staff's knowledge that if the board would like to address this further and investigate further, we can bring back all 3 facilities and get hard numbers moving forward. And if this was something that the board decided, you know what, we don't want to touch, then we would just scrap it.
Yeah, I think we'll at least look at the numbers. I appreciate Chris's response. The only thing I had in mind was it is in the downtown area and it will begin to define the downtown, better define the downtown district itself. That's an opportunity to go outside of or off of Main Street and define the district itself with some sort of improvement. The other part of that is if we do it now and they have a bond issue and decide to tear the building down, it's a function of timing.
One of the questions was, what's the upgrade cost to these, or upgrade plans for the buildings in question to begin with?
Yeah, it's a function of timing, I think, for the activity building.
And that had been mentioned too, about demolishing the
Was it?
building in
Yeah.
the past. I've heard those rumors.
What's that, sir?
About possibly demolishing that building. I've heard that.
So the city's current bond committee is in discussions on what potentially to do, if anything, either with that site or an activity building at some other site. So
It's just in play right now.
it's in play, yes, sir.
I would encourage you to bring back numbers
Yes, ma'am.
so that at least we have them and we can make a decision based on that.
I kind of like the idea of all this.
do
I think
too.
Chris's point is dead on. It is off, and I see what you're trying to say, Ron, and you're all smart. But if it's in consideration of taking the building down, I wouldn't drop $30,000 in lights on it.
I wouldn't either.
Right.
Until that decision's made.
Yes, sir.
But then I'd be willing to argue for the lights because of it's in the district and we need to do everything we can to define that. But that's an argument for later.
And that's
People do use that building. I think it's dark over there.
It
if you know
is.
the truth.
And
people
there is a
do go
lot of
there at
use
night, and
to
I
that
can see
building.
where that'd be valid, but not if there's any question about it's gonna be there 2 years from now.
Right.
I will tell you these-
That'll be answered fairly quickly, I think, in the scheme of things.
I will tell y'all, this kind of lighting they're talking about, where it says 22 years, it may actually last 22 years. I mean, that would never happen in the old days. That lighting actually, it just doesn't, you can touch it, it doesn't even get hot. I mean,
Well, one thing from a
Paul, you
value
know all about it.
perspective-
Is that real, Paul? You think that stuff can last 22 years?
I'd have to see. I kind
Alright.
of doubt it.
Do you?
Well, from a pure value perspective, if the 7-year warranty means there's 3 years of free lighting, so at the very least,
Yes.
if you wanted to argue it as an economics point, it's a good idea.
I put it in my bar, and I could tell you it hasn't burned out yet. It's been 5 years.
Well, I thought maybe these were on your house, they're Christmas lights on your house.
Yeah, but I did drop in a ton more lighting and cameras, though. It's really nice over there. You could land an airplane out there.
It is nice. So please, bring us back numbers for the next month.
Yes, ma'am.
And what's the next one that we're going to talk about?
So moving on was to the 4th of July. Much like Christmas and the decorations that were acquired for that holiday, the 4th of July does have some decorations that could potentially be ordered and used. They range from anything from banners, the light pole wraps, much like the garlands that were done, just in different color schemes, large walk-through decorations, and large lighted displays. These are just some examples of some of the banners that were provided from the vendor. These could be procured and used downtown. And then here are some of the larger items, lighted displays. It is the 250th, I guess, birthday. And so they are offering up some additional large lighted displays. One thing I will mention is that these can be, at least in the meantime, can be custom ordered, either with Friendswood specific, FDEDC specific, potentially City of Friendswood specific. But we'll have some more information on deadlines on that, which the last, although it has been pushed out a little bit, was the end of March. So we would have to have something in hand ready by the next meeting if to present to the board if you guys decided that you wanted to look a little bit further at these types of decorations.
So is this, what I'm hearing, an unlimited budget? In other words, it would be depending upon how much we want to spend, what we want to do. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. So this has not been priced out specifically yet, but a lot of these prices are very similar to the Christmas decorations. So when you look at the garland up and down, none of this compares to the tree, but these can easily run into the $10,000 to $15,000s of dollars. It is a purchase and it is an installation, but then much like the Christmas decorations, there would have to be discussion on if it's a long-term purchase or if it's a rental, if you're looking to do it every year or just a single year. So we can visit with the vendors about what they're willing to look at. If the direction of the board is that you would like some type of decoration, whether it be on the light poles, red, white, and blue sashes, or just nothing. And so it has been determined this year that there will not be a daytime program at the park at Stevenson, just given the lack of attendance over the last few years. So there will still be the parade, there will still be activities in the park, the pool will be open, and then a lot of activities taking place back over at the fireworks site over at Centennial Park. So it's not that it will be lacking for decoration here, it's just that you may not have the audience that you did previously, although it has been dwindling.
Remind me again when the celebration of the Patriots banners, and I know I'm not using the right term.
The Hometown Heroes?
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
When the hometown heroes are up? It's Memorial Day and Labor Day, isn't,
And Veterans.
Veterans Day.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So would we like to consider some banners to put up for the 4th of July? I see a shakedown here.
Yeah, I think so.
Bring some presentation.
As long as they're not dated. We don't need anything that says 250 on it.
No. Something that could
Do
be
we-
used year after year.
Do we really put the Hometown Heroes up on Memorial Day?
I would have to go back
That's
and look
for-
at the exact dates.
That's for fallen soldiers, not for
You're correct.
veterans.
It's twice a year.
It is twice a year.
It's twice a year.
Twice a year.
If we do it on Memorial Day, we might want to rethink that, just because that's not what Memorial Day is about. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's the ultimate sacrifice, the other one's the service, but.
Correct.
I know it's twice a year. Why can't I remember?
And I will just remind the board that the Hometown Heroes is
Downtown Friendswood.
it's run by the FDFA.
Yeah.
With the city's participation on hanging up the banners themselves. The cooperation with the board was to just give the blessing to go ahead and put those on the poles.
Well, and that's one reason I asked, because I definitely wanted to continue to honor the dates that FDFA had decided.
It's not the 4th of July.
So it is on Memorial Day.
It is either.
It's on Memorial Day and Veterans Day per their website.
So that brings us to, what we decided was to bring us some stuff for the 4th of July.
Too, by the way.
Can we get 4th of July done by 4th of July?
Yes, ma'am, we should be
Okay.
able to.
Okay.
And once again, we're talking about banners, but are we also talking about a wrap for the poles?
If that is something that would be entertained, we can get numbers for the examples and numbers for the polls. On your screen there in front of you, on the left-hand picture on the far right-hand bottom corner, there are some, and I can't see it on mine, but wide-cut vinyl garland. Those are used to wrap the poles. But if it's color-specific, they do have sashes, they do have tie-ons that can be hung up high, and I believe they're called swags, if I remember correctly from the parks folks. There are options that can be used. If the board would like to bring back various options, and then you can pick through the ones that you would like, we can do that as well.
I'd also like some information when you bring that back, a recommendation, because I know this is putting more on city staff work, to get them put up, and the time allotted to get them put up.
Yes, ma'am.
So, to be considerate of that.
If we buy them, we're gonna have to store them too, somewhere.
Stephen, yes, shaking his.
Yes, sir.
Like the tree that's in San Antonio.
I like that idea.
I hear you.
It's a good idea.
That's why I brought it up again.
And they maintain the lights. You know, how many
Yeah.
times you wrestle your Christmas tree? You know, it worked last year, but the section in the middle doesn't work. It's a bummer.
You're right. So if you could kind of bring a package of
Yes, ma'am.
information so
Yes,
that we
ma'am.
could make a reasonable decision based on city needs and what we'd like to do.
We can definitely bring that, and it's a perfect segue into the next item. And so depending on what happens with the next item is what I'll bring back for the item prior. So with the work session, the last here is the Christmas additions potentially. Garlands and bows, when we came last Christmas or last year to bring you Christmas decorations, so we determined we were gonna try to do every other pole. And we did not want to overstimulate it and overdo it downtown. After the installation, after how nice they were, I think I've got more than a couple of comments about how we should just do all of them. And so this is a number, this 29,406 would cover the remaining, and then we would add that on to the annual payment back to the vendor for installation and storage. This would mean that every light pole downtown, all the new light poles would have the garland and the bows, if the board chose to look at this. If not, then that gives me an answer too on what to do on the 4th of July.
Good point. I would say, and I'm speaking just for myself, bring it to us, please, as an action item
Yep.
on wrapping the other poles.
Did they have actual lights on them?
On the Christmas lights?
They look just like.
Yes, sir. They look just like what's on the screen there. Yes,
Are
sir.
you asking about the 4th of July? Or
No,
Christmas?
for that one.
Yeah, no, they do have lots of.
Well, and the cool thing about this one is you can milk this out for about a month, where 4th of July is, maybe
You can do more than a
couple
month.
days, week at the most.
Well, you start at Halloween
Yeah.
and
These were up from
Ham down
early,
Easter.
these were up from early November to,
Amortize it out.
yeah.
So, yeah, I think that for me, it was a little bit weird to see.
it was so random.
Yeah, they
It
were.
was completely random.
Chris and I talked about this. They were originally talked about to be every other pole, but then there would be like 3 poles and then no pole. And so finish them out. I think it would be better.
Well, it was Fleet Week, and we had a bunch of drunken sailors put them up for us, and they just,
Could be.
where they wanted to put them.
A little.
I will definitely bring something back.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Is there anything else that has been brought to you about Christmas or other things?
No, ma'am.
Yet?
There was a couple of items that were brought, some decorations potentially for the inside of buildings, and some private business types of decorations, those would not be allowed by a type B.
Okay.
So what I've kind of collated and brought back here are the items that would be allowed. Now, if there's other ideas, anything else that the board would like to be brought back for any of these three, I'm happy to do so. Otherwise, I will visit with the proper vendors and the parks folks, and we'll get a package put together.
Two things, Rebecca. One is for Christmas lighting, we did not do anything on the activities building for Christmas lighting.
Correct.
If we do the first option for the LED lighting for the activities building, that would take care of it for Christmas lighting. But if we don't do that first option, I would at least like for us to do the Christmas lighting of the trim lighting on the bulbs for the activities building. I just feel like we're kind of neglecting that, and we've got a host of people who use that building every day, and for us not to do anything would be kind of ignoring that, in my opinion. So I'd like maybe some idea or option about that.
Yes, sir.
That's one. Two is, I'm the guy that brought up with Steve the idea of doing private buildings. And what I thought of, this was a wild idea, but the reason I had that was just going down the street in the evening and seeing all of the private buildings that were lighted really was impressive. And now and some of those buildings remain lighted, the private buildings, restaurants, for example. What I thought of was a grant, an economic development grant that would fund the one-time purchase and installation of lights on private buildings for building owners who applied for that one-time economic development grant. And then they would maintain them, they would pay the electricity as part of the agreement. That was my idea. For us to just simply go out there and put them on private property would not be appropriate or allowed by the corporation. But I was thinking that perhaps a grant program for economic development improvements or economic development purposes would be something that might be allowed under the law, under our Economic Development Corporation law. And I don't know what the board would think about that, but that was my idea. And I wasn't able to be here last month to put that on the table for consideration. And well, Stephen was kind of dancing around that, but it was my idea. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If you don't like it, that's fine too. I just really did like the view.
Let me ask on that, so we install these permanent lights. Do we anticipate them being on every day, all day, and then changing shades for the holidays, green for St. Patrick's, red for Valentine's, that kind of thing? So once they're on the library and City Hall, they're always on?
So there's the opportunity for that, yes, with these types of lights.
Right, because they're programmable and you can do
Correct,
whatever you want.
correct.
So Ron, then is your idea to create a more uniform appearance through the downtown area by having other buildings with a similar?
Well, I had not even thought about the LED. I was
But is
thinking.
that your
Yes,
overarching idea is to
Right.
create a uniform appearance
Right.
as you drive down the street?
right.
Okay.
Yeah. And I hadn't even thought about the LED approach, which is cheaper probably, but what I was thinking about was just the regular bulbs like we've always done, because I wasn't here last week. That was, my vision was a little short-sighted, but yes, Chris, to answer your question.
Okay.
I know some of you may remember when we
'Cause I like that.
originally started, we did talk about possibly 10 years down the road, getting to the point where we were financially able to maybe have a grant program.
Yeah,
That people, you remember, we talked about that?
yeah, so here we are.
What?
Here we are 10 years down the road.
Well, and we're talking about it,
Yeah.
so this is good. So I think it's very timely. Karen was copiously taking notes over there.
Trying to figure out a way that you can say yes.
I actually think she's probably going to take it back to the drawing board and see well, this is what we would have to do to structure this and what kind of application process we'd have to do.
Sure,
And all of that, but I think it's a good idea. I think,
You would need the recipient, if it's legal, you would need the recipient to agree to hang the lights in consecutive years for X amount of time too.
Absolutely. There's got to be some conditions on it.
So we own some of the building, well, all the buildings in the city park. Give me a bark, the other two. I didn't hang lights on those two, but we did on the Songwong building across the street from the park, and I thought it looked nice, and I do it on my other building. I didn't even think about the other ones. To be honest with you, right now, I'm thinking that would probably be really cool during Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to get into handling lights on private property or not, but if you did, you need to make that guy agree to hang them.
Will they be permanent?
So, well, if I think it's gonna cost a lot more money.
Oh, we have
well,
an
one
idea.
thing,
Yeah, I mean, that stuff's that permanent LED stuff is not cheap.
well, one thing when we originally talked about grants, in my memory, we also talked about maybe letting people apply for signage, that the grant money could go to having them do a sign, to other improvements to their property, whatever. But it would be a grant process that would be open to businesses in the downtown. And I do remember that conversation. So, I mean, I think we might want to look maybe broader than just lighting when we get to the point where we can do downtown things like that.
I think we can take it back and we can look, one, to see if it's doable. And then if it is doable, then we can start to set some guardrails if the board chooses to move forward in that way.
Yeah, and I don't want to belabor the conversation, but to kind of add a little bit to what you're saying, the city at one time and may still have a facade improvement grant program that the city gave to various business owners to improve their facades. There's no reason to me to believe why we couldn't do a grant program similar to that. And the facade improvement could be lighting, or it could be other kinds of things to get that more uniform look, to bring to keep the improvements to the whole downtown moving forward to spur economic development. That's what it's all about.
And actually, Ron, that's where I think
Yeah.
our conversation generated from.
Yeah, probably
your
was.
history on that, what the city used to do.
And I don't know if they still have the program in place or not. Probably not.
I don't believe so, no, sir.
So I think it's something that maybe we want to look at.
I hate to tell you the one example that still exists, but I'll tell you anyway. It's the fountain, the rock fountain on the Shell station, at the Shell station. That was a grant from the city of Friendswood for,
KFB, I believe, it was KFB, wasn't it?
no, that was city, is my memory. There may have been something by KFB later.
Because they.
They may have refurbished it. But I think we actually did it. I think the city actually did it.
But anyway, there are options.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I say so? I like this conversation and us entertaining things to do to beautify and enhance downtown economic development. I don't want to take our eyes off of the goal of other things we have planned, like the power lines and everything else. But we have, as we have learned previously, we need to keep things in the hopper that we want to go do.
Yeah,
And this is a excellent example of something to go to. I just don't want to lose sight of the fact that we've got power lines that need to come down.
Oh, I agree.
and your
I agree.
point is perfectly taken,
Okay.
Bubba, but I think to get a grant program in place, it would take time, correct, Karen? Okay, so, but no, lines are right up, down there. We want them down.
It looks like Trey said, my inner Pat McGinnis is coming out in me.
Plan is the plan.
Well, Pat had a plan, my God, we were on point.
We have got a
Well, he was
plan.
right on some of that too.
Oh, he was.
So I will say something I mumbled to him a while ago, and I'll just say it out loud. Our signs that we just hung in the Esplanades, had a debate yesterday with a person that was not in favor of this whole plan, and I didn't want to tell you how I said it, but I was thrilled to say it that way. And I'm proud of those. We spent $3-something million on sidewalks that I don't know that everybody in the town knows we had. That Christmas tree got seen.
Yep.
Those lights on those buildings is gonna make a visual impact. Chris may be right. I don't know about 2 blocks off. Maybe so. I don't know. But some of these things we can do that are relatively cheap compared to other, that can make a morally visual impact should be considered. I'm not saying you got to do them, but think about them.
Yeah, it made enough of an impact that somebody on one person on Facebook said we spent $400,000 on the Christmas tree,
All right, well,
which is absolutely incorrect.
yeah. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
400K.
Well, you don't go to Facebook for your source.
But you go to Facebook to find out what people are saying.
You do. You do. Thank you. But I think all of that information put together, Stephen, and we also need to keep in mind how many people do go in and out of that activity center and use it. So
I think they use it at night too.
they do. They do use it.
So does it have, it just has the parking lot lights on it right now, no soffit lights or anything, right?
I believe that's correct, yes, sir. It does have that small front patio on the
That's on the
front.
patio, it has
That's lit, but it has soffit lights
We
there.
do not build anything without soffit lights commercially, because you need light, you need just light, man. It makes everything, it makes ladies feel a lot safer too. There's just a lot of good reasons to have some light.
There you go.
Agree.
I'm serious on that.
Good point.
I hear you. So I think, Stephen, you have lots of marching orders,
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
direction.
Clear.
Anything anybody else would like to add to that? You're going to be busy. Thank you. Is there anything else, Stephen, before we move to the next action item that we want to discuss about this work session?
I'm excited about it.
I'm too.
Bring up something I can turn down.
You got it, sir. Coming up.
Straightening the power poles.
I got
Great.
Chris thinks I'm getting soft, and I just want to
No.
hammer somebody bad, so give me something.
Yep. I know what's going on at that end of the
Okay.
table.
And see, a lot of this, Ron, started with, do you think maybe we could get some Christmas decorations?
There you go.
Exactly.
Somebody
Great
brought
start.
that up. Somebody did. I don't know.
Somebody did, I don't remember who. Thank you. Anyway, so if not, we're going on to 5A, which is to consider authorizing the payment to Signway and Electrical LLC for the downtown banner fabrication. Stephen?
Yes, ma'am. The board may recall at our last meeting, we discussed potentially having some banners that are year-round banners when others, specialty banners are not up. That way, there's always a presence in downtown. We got a little bit of direction last meeting on some sizing and some colors. What this action item here will do will allow for the purchase in the amount of $899.20 for 20 banners overall, 10 teal and 10 orange that will be put up downtown just in the periods where there are not specialty banners. And if you like, I do have two proofs here that I can hold up and show you with the help of Councilmember Branson. And when you look at these, the color, the small color stripe is meant to be street facing. I think yours is upside down.
Yours is upside down.
That acorn is,
There
yeah.
you go. So
Yours is upside
the
down.
small color strip was widened.
Yours is upside down.
Oh, now mine is upside down.
It looked right though, didn't it, when you look down at it?
Depends on which, so it also depends on which way you're going down the street. So
Right.
Let's preface with that. So the colorful strip on the outside was widened at the direction of some of the board to make sure it doesn't just get lost in the noise. And then these are mirrored to the point where if you're driving down the one direction, you see it this direction, and when you're coming down, you have it again up against the wall. Same exact sign, just the colors are offset, and these will look to be hung, if approved, downtown, just in the what's called the off period between specialty banners.
I want the F on the top from either which way I'm looking at it. Look at them again.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Or you're reading in Chinese going the other way. Yeah. No matter which direction you're looking at it, the F needs to be the first letter, right?
Yeah.
On top.
The acorn, right, so there. So this was correct. But when you turn it around, what I'm saying is you're gonna print it differently on each
Correct.
side.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah,
Just,
good point.
you need to
Keep Friendswood
go
on.
the other
Friendswood
way,
always gotta
right?
be on
Top
the
to
top.
bottom, on both sides.
Friendswood starts at the top.
You're saying, the F is at the top, but when I flip it around, the F is at the bottom.
Correct, and that's just the matter of the image being mirrored side faces the pole. So the pole would be here in this instance. So you have the crescent coming this direction, and then it's the same here. The pole is now on this side. Not to say that it can't be changed.
You're 100% right, and I'm not saying I'm right, but let's debate that for
You're
a
right.
second.
No, you're right.
You're right.
He's correct. The
always-
crescent
should
will go
always-
the opposite way. So one way that's facing, the base is the acorn, and the other way it's not. But I don't know, when y'all were holding it upside down and the F was down here, it's like I'm reading it backwards. It just looks
Yeah.
kind of odd.
Are you with us, Stephen?
Stephen, hold up that
looks right.
side
That-
facing
That's
right
right,
now.
100%.
Can you hold that up for me?
So
So you would say read bottom to top?
I'm thinking, but we're discussing.
Yeah, because, I mean, you can't do it the other way, on this side.
Yeah.
Because if I'm driving down the road and I see this, but the F was on top on that one, I would be trying to read backwards.
Yes, no, the F's going to be on the bottom, but it has to,
Because the F should
well,
be on the bottom for on that.
that's true, you end up reading backwards.
Because then your eye's going, wait, and that's not how your eye naturally.
You would try to read left to right to left instead of left to right.
Y'all are just all wrong, but I told you I've been waiting for some. I told you. I mean, I just feel like I gotta go all the way down here to start out with the F.
You're gonna have people on Facebook so mad.
I don't.
They're gonna be mad
We
anyway.
do that every day.
I think to that point is, there's gonna have to be then, the letter.
Well, let's look at it this way.
The word will go top to bottom,
Can-
but the
can-
letters will be facing the.
Yeah,
Can we do this?
yeah.
Can we just write Friendswood straight down the stripe rather than curve it, and then it's the same?
Wait a minute.
That's what they have there.
What if we put
hold
the
on,
acorn
Trey.
to the left and we
Trey.
put the crescent in the same direction?
Or
Push on his,
Right.
we slide the
Why do we
acorn
have
to the
to
left and
turn
we
the-
crescent that way.
Like you said.
Trades, why don't we consider just writing Friendswood straight down, top to bottom, and then it doesn't matter which side you're on. It's always top to bottom.
Do we have to have an arc?
No, this is
Well,
just
I
an
know they're
idea.
trying to fill up that board.
Well, no, you don't have to. You don't have to, just
Friendswood with an
down,
acorn.
top to
What
bottom.
if,
Think about that, Brittany.
right?
Brittany,
I tuned out, I'm sorry.
you involved yourself.
okay,
Top to bottom, straight down.
I like the way it is. I think if you put it on the up and down stripe, it's gonna be too small to read, and then you have a bunch of empty.
No, not on the stripe, next to the stripe.
Does Brittany work with the, do
Same size letters.
you work with the banner company? Okay.
Okay.
Same size letters.
we'd have the stripe, then we'd have the word Friendswood, and then we'd have the acorn.
I don't hate that. I mean, I can realize that.
Chris, come on, bring it home.
Doesn't hate it.
Grab it home, baby.
That's the best thing I've seen.
That one's upside down. I'm telling you, it's upside down. We're gonna cut so much crap on that thing.
That was resounding, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I hate that.
okay, we,
Oh, well, all right. Huh? Well, I did, sorta, and so let's agree.
We agree with you.
Do we like the straight up and down?
I do, because it eliminates the discussion that we've just had.
well, it keeps it uniform.
100%, we're gonna have a debate about who's the moron to put the F on the bottom and gotta read it back.
Let's
100%,
let's
that's
not
a-
use those words together.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
So, anyway,
So I just would want to point out, if we can take these back for the proofs, there should not be any change in pricing. So if there's a motion made to approve this with the changes requested,
Oh, so move.
then we can go ahead and move forward with the expenditure.
we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I would
I have a
second.
question.
Okay,
you
let's
widen-
get the second. We got the second. Go ahead, Paul.
You said you widened the banner, or did you widen the?
Just widen the stripe, sir.
Okay, so they're the same size as the others.
Yes, sir. The banner itself is the same dimensions as would need to be for the poles themselves. It was just that color strip has been widened.
Okay.
My esteemed colleague brought up that some of our other signage is arched, like the things we just hung up. But it doesn't read upside down to me.
It doesn't, and I'm an engineer. I like things
Yeah.
straight, parallel, perpendicular, nothing in between, nothing round. But most of our other signage is got an
When you
arch
brought
to
those
it.
in the
But it's
first
because
time-
it's round. Think about that, too.
That's what
The
blows my
sign
in
is
the first
round.
time, I thought they were just misprinted and we weren't sweating it because it was just a test. I really did.
My first thought when I saw it, it looked upside down to me.
Yeah.
My first thought when I first looked at it,
See, I spent a lot of time upside down and it didn't bother me at all.
To Brittany's point, I think if we kept it that way, I would,
what,
or
F6?
if we reversed it, I would feel like I'm reading backwards too.
Oh.
If the arch went,
Oh, if, on
Right
the,
to left.
well, yeah, that wasn't a great.
All right, we have a motion
I think it's
and a
fine.
second, and I'm going to make an editorial statement. When I looked at the cost of $899.20, I thought 7 or 8 years ago, we discussed the amount.
Yes.
Now we're not even hesitant about the amount, which is a wonderful thing, folks. So-
I know it's a done deal now, but how many does 20 cover? Does it cover every other poll or every third, fourth random poll? or-
So the intent was not to have the,
Because for $900, let's get 40 of
Like
them.
140 polls, isn't there?
there, yes, but there is not 140 brackets.
Right, okay.
So these were not done because some of the points that were made during the Garland discussion hold true with the banner discussion, was to try to put these out because they will be out multiple months throughout the year, is to try to keep these as uniform as possible. So it may not be every other pole, but it will try to hit the intersections that have poles on the opposite side of the street, so they would mirror each other, up to and including down at,
I guess my question, Stephen, is where did 20 come from?
I think there's 16 brackets where we're looking to hang them, and we have 2, and we would have 4 extra in the event of wind, in the
So
event of
you're
something.
planning for spares based on?
Yes, sir.
And they're warranted, I'm sure, by the company to some degree? No, okay,
Probably not.
okay.
Maybe for fading, but that's
But
about it.
there's a reason for it. So 16 on a mile and a half, which is really only 4 locations or 8 locations, right? It's not a lot, but it's,
10 per, or 8 per side.
right.
you wanna
And
look
I'm
at it
saying,
that way,
it's
per
not,
side.
a lot. And it's not on the agenda, it's already been approved, but,
We haven't voted,
oh,
so we
okay.
can amend it. We're good.
Do we have the capacity to do more than that?
You need more brackets.
Okay, can I get more brackets and do, I mean, if we're gonna brand the place, let's brand the place.
So
Brackets aren't cheap either.
the brackets on the existing poles, on the existing streetlights that were installed, aftermarket brackets would not, the poles themselves are not constructed in such a way that they are made for aftermarket brackets. Potentially with the structural strength, that's the reason they weren't bought with, or purchased with brackets the first go-round. We do have some existing poles that have the bracket hangers on them, but in the theme of trying to take down unnecessary items downtown, we had started to remove as many of those as we can. We can look at alternate locations. The reason that the 20 was picked is, like I mentioned, we did have a few locations picked out to where they could be opposite sides of the street and be in a more uniform manner. The dollar amount here that is being discussed is just for the 20. I don't know if we can always order more. I don't know if there's economies of scale, if there's 40 and we come back in later. But if we get another 20, it should not be more than another $899.
I believe, and I'll let it go for now, that once we put these up, we're gonna wish we did more.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's a good
If we
proposal
do,
that
we could, I hear what you're saying, but I don't want to look like Nazi Germany either, but, with too much of it. But we could go with phase 1, and if we loved it, we could fire another round.
I'm asking now so that when we get back to it, it's 3 times as much, we can go, damn it.
Well, and I will
But
chime in on the.
I think we're good, that's all. I think we're gonna.
I don't
want
know
more.
how you're doing it for $900, because I put all the banners under the Mustang Stadium for sponsors, and each one of those banners was $300. That is ridiculously cheap. Ridiculously cheap.
We have a motion and a second on this item to authorize the payment to Signway and Electrical LLC for these banners.
Is the verbiage up and down? Straight up and down?
We're doing it as amended.
Yes, sir.
Yes, straight up and down.
Straight up and down. Thank you for clarifying. So, any other comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The vote is 7-0, and we will be now buying these banners with the Friendswood going up and down.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, moving on.
Top to bottom, I like to call it.
Okay? we can do, top to bottom.
No one's gonna question it. We're
So item-
debate about it.
Item 5B is our monthly placeholder for Comcast. I did hear back from them today. They are still working on this item. They hope to have it to us as soon as possible. And just as a reminder, the AT&T was funded, AT&T design was funded at our last council meeting on Monday. And so it will, or last Monday, the check will be cut this week and it'll be hand delivered to AT&T offices in downtown Houston. We're looking probably for 4 to 6 weeks after that as they get their design put in and back to us. So hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have Comcast, and by 2 meetings, we'll have AT&T as well. So fingers crossed.
Thank you. Appreciate the update on both of those. Any other comments or questions?
That's when the real price is gonna come.
Yes, sir.
We know what to expect.
Well, we got a pretty good idea where it's going.
Yep. Moving on. We're now down to reports. Our first one is about the downtown signage project.
Yes,
So-
ma'am. So as many of you have noticed and commented on, the sign installation is complete downtown. We've got the bookends and the wayfinding, so there is 6 signs total. There will be some added landscaping and paver improvements that are coming. We just wanted to wait until the signs were fully installed before we got back in everybody's way. We did go out and I dodged some traffic and took a few pictures. The bookends are very nice when you come into downtown, and the wayfinding, it's very, other than I guess some Facebook comments, I've heard nothing but good stuff about them. I appreciate the patience of the board. I know that this was supposed to be a little bit quicker, but given the fabrication and then some of the weather delays, and the foundations that had to be done, once they were able to get out here, they finished it up in a day.
They look very nice, in my opinion.
Very impressive.
And
I would add, and again, I'm probably being critical, but I think from a branding perspective, these are fantastic. From a wayfinding perspective, they fail. You drive down Friendswood Drive in traffic, 30 miles an hour with normal spacing, the wayfinding function fails completely. You can't see it soon enough, it's not big enough. If you were looking for the library and counting on one of these to tell you where it was, you would never find it. But from a branding perspective, I think it's fantastic. But we missed somehow,
the size of the font and then
We missed it.
everything.
the wayfinding doesn't work. And if you think it does, go try it.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
But the
I did it twice today. I'm like, God, you just can't see it, and then you're on it, and you can't read it, and then you're past it. And even some of them are saying, the Brown Museum's this way, except that if you turn left right now, the Brown Museum was back there because you're going the wrong direction. So, water under the bridge, but man, we missed it.
GPS.
That's why God gave us GPS.
Well, I appreciate your
And
comments.
I'm just, prepare yourself for that
No,
feedback.
Well, and you're right. But, yeah, I think you summarized it very well. It's hard to read. You can't do it fast enough.
It doesn't work.
When you're giving a person directions, you tell them, go up there, look for the orange sign in the road, it's on the right. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
We'd have had to make the sign so big to get the font letters right.
Yeah, that's probably true, Trey. You
I made it.
couldn't have made the
Yeah.
sign big enough to keep it in proportion, so,
Bigger sign and
yeah.
Block
there's a
with
distance.
obstructing.
Yep, oh, yeah.
So let me ask you, Chris, were you driving more or less than the speed limit?
Right.
I was driving the speed limit.
You were driving the speed limit, all right, I
The
was
speed
want to
limit
make
in
sure.
in both directions. And I gave myself 2 good looks at it before I was going to bring it up. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
if you've
no,
got
I-
no one in front of you and you have a chance to go, okay, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, go, oh, library. Oh, shit, there's a button.
Well, and there may be other opportunities for us to add additional signage down the road. And that,
I drove every one of them, and I can read it, but I gotta be pretty close. Of course, I'm wearing glasses now, but I gotta be pretty close and I understand what he's saying.
And there can't be a car in front of you. Because then you can't see it till you're right on it.
or one too close behind you to make
Oh,
a
yeah,
turn.
yeah. No, I said from branding, 100% A+.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if, I'm not sure we could have done any better than what we did, given the
I think,
size of the
yeah,
sign.
I think if, given another opportunity, I wouldn't have tried.
Maybe just leave it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also,
But we have it,
Those
And,
signs can get so big, they become a road hazard too.
All true.
You know what I mean?
All true.
Right.
Because you're pulling in cross traffic and all that. If you get this thing too big to actually, you're 100% right. But if we'd have made it big enough to do it right, we'd have had to take out a bunch of that.
I don't
Well,
disagree.
and one thing that this discussion helps us is when the constituents of the city ask us questions, it helps us to answer them and be able to give them feedback as well.
they don't, yeah, the good folks will ask, the ones that are complaining won't ask why, they'll just complain.
Well, but
I have found a solution for all that. I just don't look at Facebook.
Just don't look at it, I
I
know.
mean, I seriously.
I'm not on it.
Close,
I couldn't care less.
I'm not on it.
I'm getting
All
real
right,
close.
moving on, if we're finished
It's
with
great,
this
these are
topic.
great, though, their signs are great.
Aren't they great? I agree. The the signage and the declaration of downtown, it's very significant. Moving to B, we are to receive the downtown pole and light removal report. Stephen?
Yes, ma'am. Staff has identified 6 additional TNMP fixtures to be removed, and I've put the cross streets there off FM 518 and circled the arm and the fixture itself. Those can oftentimes get lost in the mix of the wires that are up there, but anything that we can do to remove another visual impediment up there, we're working on. I heard back from TNMP today. There's a couple of forms we got to fill out, but we already have the addressing, and the engineering is basically obsolete here. They're just going to go take it down and remove them for us.
You said arms and luminaires. What about, I think there's a couple with the poles too.
Anything that is just a pole, we're looking to remove. These here, we did, I went down and drove down 518 yesterday. Most of these have other lines on them, or they're anchoring another set of lines. We did ask them that if they could remove any additional wires and the pole, if it was possible, that we would definitely entertain that.
Yeah, I think some of those are gonna go away, the communication lines.
Yes, sir.
Then we can remove the poles.
Yes, sir. Again, with item B, with the pole and light removal, we have gone and got some of the existing black poles removed from a few addresses, some very cooperative business owners. And then we've started off with our proposed project addresses where we'll have to bring something back to the EDC to potentially fund the removal of some of these that are in the right-of-way. That is the 209 South Friendswood. That's the First Baptist Church building up there that faces FM 518. There in yellow is where, the highlighted in yellow is where the lights have been removed. Just the red is where the lights remain. Many of those that are in red have been contacted. We're just waiting on responses and some times to set up some meetings to go visit with them to see if they're open to joining in the project. I would much rather have 2 or 3, if not all, at some decent time period to try to take care of them all at once, instead of just trying to do 1 or 2 here and there. But if it comes to not being able to get responses quick enough, we'll look to bring something back.
Thank you. How involved is the removal?
It's going to be site-specific.
Okay.
Some of these have very small bases. Some of them have very large bases that'll have to be jackhammered out, and so it can kind of take a little bit of time and difference. So we'll have to have contractors go and evaluate every site.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on this? We are now moving to 6C, which is to get an update on the downtown business and events report.
Yes, ma'am. So only one new business had come in with a CO. Our tenant finish out Huntington Bank downtown, 699 South Friendswood Drive, Suite 101. And as Councilwoman Branson mentioned, staff did present to HGAC last month, and we've been invited to host on April 29th. Richmond was a great host, well-attended event. I'm doing everything I can not to ruin the picture on the left.
No, I already ruined it, so don't worry about it.
so we,
I got my hair done 2 days after that when I saw this picture.
Well, we did, it was a very well-attended event, and we look forward to hosting in April as well.
Would the meeting be in this room?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And I will have to point out and thank Councilman Branson for headlining that and helping us put it all together, and with all of her contacts, and we appreciate it. Oh,
It's very well, and it was well attended.
yes, ma'am.
And Richmond has a cool downtown.
Side note here, in doing the research for the presentation that I provided, it was mentioned that once they contacted Ms. Branson about having us hosting, was that we had not hosted since, I think, 2018 or 2019. And I found the original one that was done here, and I'll send it along for some reading. I think you'll be quite surprised of what's taken place since that last presentation was given.
That's exciting.
I think I gave it.
I was going to ask you about that, Ron.
Yeah, I think I gave it then, back.
Good for you, Ron.
Speech looking for an event.
All right, with that, we're moving to 6D, which is to receive the City of Friendswood Comprehensive Plan update. Sir?
Aubrey, you want to kick off item D?
Sure. So we're continuing to work with our Dura group on our comprehensive plan update. There is a project page on the website now. If you go to our homepage on the bottom left, there is a link to our project plays, a page for the comprehensive plan. So all of our activities and summaries of our activities are going to be on that website. So for now, are working on rescheduling the bus tour to February 23rd. We had to cancel it because of the weather last time. We sent out the flyers with the survey in all the Friday folders with the FISD middle school and elementary students, which was about 3,500 students. And then we were looking at sending them out at Wedgwood Elementary as well, which is a Harris County school, but it's or a CCISD school, but it's the only one that has all Friendswood students in it. Then we are working on scheduling some stakeholder meetings in March. This would include, actually, Ardura is going to meet with Parks and Recreation Department has a program right now called Teen Leadership Program. And they are going to meet with those kids on February 19th. Those kids come to the city once a month and sit with Garrett, one of our Parks and Rec staff, and learn about the city, learn about careers and resumes and interviews and all kinds of good information. And so part of that is also learning about the city and then what they can do for the city as well. So it'll be a good opportunity to get some input from those kids for the comprehensive plan purposes. And then Ardura is planning on coming to meet with you all at the March meeting to discuss downtown improvements. So I'm sure they'll be excited to hear all the things that we're talking about now. And then we'll get the Comprehensive Plan Advisory Committee meeting number 2 is TBD, but it'll be late March, possibly early April.
Thank you for that update.
You're welcome.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none. We'd like to receive and discuss the financial report.
Yes, ma'am. The financial report for January 2026, EDC started off with a beginning fund balance of $3,201,761 with a healthy revenue of $82,629 with both sales tax collection and interest. The only expenditure that came up this past month was the $1,333 that is paid to the city of Friendswood. Your ending fund balance for January 2026 is $3,283,057 with an unencumbered fund balance of $3,264,931. There's about $18,000 that is sitting out to be paid for the signs.
Okay, thank you. Remind me, please, about where we stand in the city evaluating what our fee is to them.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So what we are going to look at, and I've let our finance folks know as well, as we enter into the budget cycle for the city of Friendswood as we move forward, we're going to reevaluate exactly how much time, myself, Aubrey, Christina, just as the primary folks that work on the duties for the board. And then anything else that we use throughout the year, if we use engineering, if we use Parks and Rec, just how those times or those hours are considered. And if we see the need to increase that dollar amount, we'll bring back something.
Madam President, with all of the items we've given Stephen and Aubrey to do in this meetings, their price is bound to go up.
Well, it should be.
The simple inflation cost of living, if you just started with that from 2018 when this was established to today.
Yeah.
That's your baseline. You know, we can go up
did
from
that.
there, but we shouldn't come down from there.
Oh, no. I
So
agree.
whatever that number is, that's
If we
easy.
hired the quality of people we have.
Yeah.
It would cost a lot more than whatever that number comes up to be.
Correct. Correct. I just want
This
to
one right here,
keep
this
that.
is, that's what
This one right here.
That's expensive right there. I know
She
she don't
puts up
say
with
much.
she puts up with the two of us through every meeting and, you know.
I saw her put down a riot one time. I don't
Maybe
wanna get
we
into
need
it.
to change the order of the seating up here.
Star.
No, but I just want to keep that.
Yes, ma'am.
Aware and in front.
We appreciate
And I know that if you see that you have more need for help, we had discussed last meeting about possibly contracting for, with another company or something if you found need in engineering or something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Two quick things. I don't think we need to stiff the city or the staff on their compensation, and he's right. Our budget's from 10 years ago.
Correct.
And it's nothing to speak of. I do want to play a game to see how smart Ron's memory is. Ron, when we started this thing 10 years ago, how much was our monthly revenue, to the best of your recollection? Because my brain's telling me a number, and I need somebody to tell me I'm right. What were we getting a month?
$17.
Maybe 20,000.
I thought it was higher than 20.
We were thinking 30 or
I'm
so.
thinking it was 30, 32.
I was thinking
And I remember one
35.
time we pushed to 35, and I thought, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's tripled.
And we thought lucky, big deal when we hit 50.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big deal.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how that's happening, to be frank with you, but if we're on a tremendous escalation rate, it's gonna be 100 one day.
The beauty is it's sales tax.
Absolutely. And what the city has done and how it's grown, it draws the League City folks over, the Pearland folks. It's not just the Friendswood people that are, they're spending their tax dollar or their money here. It's people from all around the communities.
Good job, Stephen.
Yep.
Love a graph, that a girl.
I added
Did you
it.
put it up there? Thank you. I gave Stephen credit,
well, I
but you
added
get
it.
credit.
She's the grapher.
It's the last slide on the story map now.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, the FY
First year was
25.
320,000 divided by 12. Quick, what's that answer?
About 3,000.
No.
We need to work on your math skills.
It's about 28,000.
You scroll up just a little
30.
bit, Stephen? I think it has,
It's a lot of increase from 30,000 to 82,000.
FY 25 was, y'all got $918,856.
Well, I think what's really encouraging that you take away from this graph is not the monetary figure per se, is the steady growth.
Steady growth.
And
That's,
economic,
that's the city story. That's
when
when
does
you
it-
go sell
when's
the
it
city.
cap out? Does
economic
it cap?
development.
Yes.
Does it cap out?
I mean, one begets the other, but just from a visual without, digging into the numbers, what you see there is steady growth over time.
FY '17,
Yeah, city
just by
center is
the
gonna go
the
up.
easy math was right under $27,000 a month.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We're trying.
Well, and one thing we want to continue to emphasize is that we don't spend money we don't have. And we've never gone into debt to do any of our projects. It may have made it a little slower while we waited for our bank account to get more money in it, but we've never gone into debt, and we've always worked with the money we've had.
We were doing something, and Chris was curious, he asked something, a fine question, is there an amount of money that's too much? It was the light pole removal. And I said, yeah, there is. But I will tell you, the game we're playing today is a different game because we have 3 times the revenue stream, and I'm not really sure. This young girl that doesn't talk, City Center on 528, when we build that thing with cash registered out the wazoo, because I know the 5 front buildings, and there's nothing but cash registers, we're going to generate more revenue.
Yeah.
And so it opens up the game. We're also getting 1/8 of a penny. It's going to be a huge deal for the city, all of it. But I just shocked how much it's added up already.
Yeah. And it really does make a difference if you do something with it. And that's,
If we do the right things, we actually facilitate it, which is spurs.
it's fun to
growth
watch
and-
it grow, but it doesn't do anybody any good in the bank.
Oh, no, I agree. Completely. And when AT&T and Comcast come to us, with our number?
We can
We'll
pay
be
it
able to
now.
write a
Yeah,
check.
we can do it now.
Well, so, and, you know,
And we've been
got friends,
strategic
their
about
kids are
that
getting
as
old
well.
enough, they all moved to Houston.
Pardon?
Well, they're all wanting to move back and start working here. And we need to build a community. I went to Baybrook Mall, I never go to the mall. Walked around, my wife wanted to take me to Lululemon to return some shorts for my kid or whatever. I hadn't really been over there, all that outside mall. And I was walking around, I told Jamie, I said, it's like being in Houston now. You know, we're not out in the sticks anymore. And so we need to be competitive in that world and track that money here because it supports our family businesses and our families. And so, yeah, I think what we do can matter. May not seem like it, but I think it does.
Oh,
Well, it matters.
Yeah, and I think we've been strategic in our spending, and that goes back to what Bubba was talking about earlier. We can't lose sight of what we really want to accomplish. The big ticket items are those lines.
I'm gonna just tell y'all, that light, I don't know, taking those power lines down is gonna help one iota generate a penny more. But I know this entire town has been trying to take them down their entire lives.
Since
If we don't do it, it ain't
Yep.
coming down,
Since the sixties,
so.
exactly.
very good point. Any other comments or questions? Oh, March 17th, I like it.
Yes, ma'am.
March 17th is the next meeting. We moved it from the 10th, or it was moved from the 10th because it's in the middle of spring break. So is that a good meeting date for everybody?
I think Aubrey said it was the best meeting date for everybody.
We'll take it that way.
If my schedule holds, I will not be here on the 17th. But it could change.
Said something about green beer, so I said yes.
Oh, green beer, okay. Good idea. All right. With that, next meeting will be Tuesday, March 17th at 4 o'clock. Thank you all for the participation this afternoon. It's been a good meeting. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Thank you, and a second. We have a motion to adjourn and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Pose same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Right on.
Good job.